What is up, everybody? So some positive news from the Jaguars front, and that is that Jaguars wide receiver DJ Chark and defensive end Josh Allen are both going to be representing the Jaguars in the Pro Bowl this year. And that is because the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Titans, thank God, and they move on to the Super Bowl. So with that said, Tyreek Hill is not going to be in the Pro Bowl representing the Chiefs because obviously he's going to be in the Super Bowl. And on the NFC side of things, Josh Allen will be representing because Nick Bosa, defensive end, also a rookie for the San Francisco 49ers, is also playing in the Super Bowl. So that allows alternates Josh Allen and Chark to be able to represent the Jaguars in the Pro Bowl, which is pretty cool news. Both of them had really good years. I mean, we'll start off with Josh Allen. Josh Allen, 10.5 sacks for the Jaguars, the first Jaguar to have double-digit sacks in their rookie year. And he is also the first Jaguars rookie to ever make a Pro Bowl. Huge stuff. Josh Allen has been tremendous for us this year, and it's very, very nice knowing that the Jaguars got Josh Allen. And a big thing that it's nice is that so many times as a Jaguars fan, you look back at the most previous draft and you say, we drafted this guy. Why did we draft this guy? He's a complete bust. We could have had this guy, this guy, this guy. Josh Allen did everything we could have expected him to do and more. The guy was a complete freak. He probably didn't get enough snaps like we all kind of wanted him to. He wasn't on the field nearly enough, but I imagine they're going to, change that in the next coming up years. I mean, he's really good in the run stuffing game. Obviously, he can get after the quarterback, and I think a lot of it just is attributed to his work ethic. He's an extremely hard worker. You look at his family. I mean, he has a wife. He has a son or a daughter, and I saw that his wife is pregnant, so he's having a second kid on the way. So his focus is on the right things. It's not like a Dante Fowler Jr. where he comes in just kind of like, for lack of better words, Dante Fowler was kind of an idiot, and he was getting traffic citations all the time, and we heard about him throwing the groceries into the lake, and you saw him on TMZ watching a fight between his girlfriend and his baby mama. I mean, there was just always different stuff going on with him, but with Josh Allen, he's focused. It seems like he has everything right at home, and he's also a guy that he learns from people around him. He learned a lot from Calais Campbell. You see him mic'd up with Yannick Ngakoue. I mean, he looks up to those guys, and that's what you need. You need a player that's humble, that knows that they don't know everything, and that you can learn from other guys. So it's good to see Josh Allen going over there. We've got Josh Allen. He's going to be in here for the long haul, guys. I mean, if you count the fifth-year option, we have control over him over the next 4 years. So he's going to be a staple in Duval for a long time. And I want to say one more thing about Josh Allen. Another great thing about Josh Allen is that he had such a great year, and we didn't have to hear all about how great he was doing by him. I remember when we had Jalen Ramsey. When we had Jalen Ramsey, I loved him on the field, but he was always telling me about how great that he was. Josh Allen doesn't do that. He's quiet, humble, and does his thing. Anyway, I don't know why I brought Jalen Ramsey into this, but I did. Next up, DJ Chark. DJ Chark had a really good year for the Jaguars. He's the 5th wide receiver in Jaguars history with 1,000 receiving yards. He really came up, I guess, kind of out of nowhere. I don't know. He was a second-round pick, but it looked like he was going to go along the lines of every other wide receiver that we might have drafted, where we draft them and they're not very good, and they just disappear. He didn't do that. He had less than 200 receiving yards his rookie year. He was nothing his rookie year. This year he explodes to 1,000 plus receiving yards. Gardner Minshew did a really good job of really force feeding him. With wide receiver ones, you do everything you can to force the ball to them. And Gardner Minshew did just that with DJ Chark. They had great chemistry. DJ Chark is really good at the back shoulder catches and just catching the deep ball. So, he's probably got to work on his intermediate routes next year and his short routes. But, he's a deep ball threat. And, man, if we can get another wide receiver to pair up with him, like if we were to get like Jerry Jeudy in this draft, we would have a really good passing attack. And I think that will complement him really, really well. And I think DJ Chark, the biggest thing about him, I think, is to just have stack good years. And by that I mean have good years back to back. I was sitting here thinking, like, when was the last time we can actually say a Jaguars offensive skill position, I'm not counting offensive line, and a Jaguars offensive skill position actually have back-to-back good years? You know what I mean? I mean, we saw in 2015, Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns went out there and got 1,000 yards receiving, but they didn't do much after that. We saw Fournette, his rookie year, get 1,000 yards. 2018 was not as good. You go through all the different crappy quarterbacks that we've had. The never really having a tight end. I mean, Mercedes Lewis is nice, but he's more of a blocking guy, never a big kind of receiving threat. I mean, you'd probably have to go back to Maurice Jones-Drew to really see a guy that stacked good years. So hopefully we get, next year, DJ Chark can do the same thing, get 1,000 yards, and then maybe we can make this a consistent thing with him where we can kind of pencil him in for 1,000 yards, much like you can with like Michael Thomas, Julio Jones, all these different guys. So, congratulations to Josh Allen and DJ Chark, well deserved. I do want to give an honorable mention to Leonard Fournette. I think Leonard Fournette got robbed, and I feel like Leonard Fournette was wanting this the most out of anybody. I mean, the guy, he had like 1,100 rushing yards this year, and he tacked on, I think, like 500 receiving yards. So he had like 1,600 or 1,700 all-purpose yards. That's been incredible. He played every game. He was healthy. He was the workhorse for the Jaguars. I have my reservations about Fournette, about really how good he is. I'll be honest with you, because I think I set my expectations very, very high for him coming out of LSU, just because, I put Fred Taylor, Maurice Jones-Drew expectations behind them, but, I think Fred Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew are in a different tier than him. I think Leonard Fournette is a tier below him. At the moment, I understand, that he puts the team on his back and all this, and the pass, you can say all that kind of stuff, but, but at the end of the day, Leonard Fournette definitely deserved, I think, to be in the Pro Bowl. And, I feel for him. He had a really good bounce back year. He put in the work. He was a great teammate this year. He matured a lot. And it's a shame to not see him in there. And also Josh Lambo. I mean, Justin Tucker, I guess, he probably deserves to be in there too. But, Josh Lambo missed one kick this year. Imagine missing one kick and not being in a Pro Bowl. It sucks, but that's just the fact of the matter. And he understands that too. He put something on Instagram or Twitter or something like that he's kind of disappointed in it, but he understands that there might be somebody better than him maybe on paper. It stinks because Josh Lambo, it seems like we're kind of hiding him from the rest of the NFL, because like Josh Lambo is such a great kicker, but not many people know about him because the Jaguars don't win games, and the Jaguars don't have a lot of really important kicks to make, as time expires to win the game. It just, I can't remember the last time. Actually, the Broncos game, he kicked through. I was at that game. He kicked through a game-winning kick. But other than that, I can't really remember many. The Chargers game, I remember 2017 was awesome. I vlogged that game. I was actually watching that the other day. But yeah, man, big shout out to DJ Chark, Josh Allen. Wish Yannick Ngakoue could have gotten in. Also Leonard Fournette and Josh Lambo. Great years to those guys, and hopefully, 2020 not only brings more Pro Bowlers, but more wins to this team. Thank you guys for watching. Go Jags.